What's going on, guys? We are back with Shooting from the Hip, and today we are going to incorporate a little business practice into strength training, or any training for that matter, and the goals that you have with your training, or with the training that you have set in place. I was suggested to read a book last year that I have slacked on reading, and now I'm starting to roll through it really quickly. It's called Extreme Ownership. Pretty awesome little backstory of the book. It's about a military setting, highly trained Navy SEAL leaders, and how their approach as leaders to small and massive groups of individuals with a lot of moving parts, how they have to kind of organize everything for a successful mission. So you can kind of see where I'm going with this, and they apply that to business practices with major corporations. This can be applied, in my mind, can be applied to training. So the chapter I want to focus on is titled Prioritize and Execute. So any training plan has structure, and there's an end goal. Now, you go through some training theories, go through different phases. Block periodization. You can have conjugate, concurrent, triphasic. Each one of those, you work on different aspects of strength, and you kind of build your pyramid and peak. Now, different methods and theories to everything. Okay, there's different styles of training, like I just said. So our problem is we're weak. We have to evaluate the highest priority problem. So that is our weakness. Okay, so our weaknesses are going to be in the squat, bench, and deadlift. So our totals get bigger when our squat, bench, and deadlift goes up. So now we are going to train those to make our total go up. And in powerlifting, the total is key. Unless you're one of those individuals that only care about one lift, they probably won't do a meet. Or if they do a meet, their total might not be reflective of their one good lift. Anyway, I digress. That's besides the point. This is to help you kind of understand training a little bit better. So don't let your main goal of being a better powerlifter and having a higher total, squat, bench, and deadlift, okay, be sidetracked by having bad training sessions, sucking at bench, or sucking at deadlifting, or sucking at squatting, okay? A lot of very smart people will tell you not all three lifts are going to go up at all times. Okay, you might have two lifts that do really well and one lift that goes backwards. You might have one lift that does really well, one lift that does okay, and one lift that stays stagnant. You might have 2 out of 3 lifts that go backwards and one goes really far forward. It is very, very rare to have all 3 lifts have a significant jump. Super rare. It's even more, not more uncommon, but it's uncommon to have all 3 lifts go up. Okay, once you start breaking past your weakness and you start moving that total consistently, that total is going to start slowing down. So all 3 lifts are going to make small increases. 2 of the 3 lifts might make a little bit of increase, one might stay. One lift might make a major increase, one might go down, and the third one might stay. So you actually are either breaking even or barely pushing the needle up. So these are where we prioritize and execute our training and other variables that go into that. So like I just mentioned, the first one's evaluate the highest priority and the problem. Highest priority is our total, and our problem is the total that we had the last meet we did. We need that to go up. So now we have to start working on things to improve that. Next one is lay out in simple, clear, and concise terms the highest priority effort for your team. Let's put it in terms of powerlifting team. Everyone has the same priority. Everyone has the same goal. So now as a team, we can work together to move towards that. You can apply the same programming to one full team and everyone could or will do better. Okay, there's a lot of variables on, let's say, the MBS powerlifting team that are going to aid you in increasing that total. Accountability. You got a lot of people that are expecting you to be there. Okay, Um, Monetary accountability. You are paying money for a service and you are getting programming written for you that you don't have to go through the math. And the guy that's running the programming is really freaking smart. Like, this has been an evolution over the last 3 years of the same style of programming, and it just keeps getting better. And now you have someone that's walking around on the floor watching and sitting there coaching breakdowns, whether it's like structural breakdown or not structural, but like movement mechanic breakdowns, picking apart your lifts, letting you understand why you're failing lifts or why lifts are seemingly hard. These are all priorities that we can execute the weaknesses or the shortcomings of everything. So the next step is to develop and determine a solution and seek input from key leaders. I can't stress this enough. I can't tell you how many times I have to strain to get people to ask me questions, to strain to get people to send me videos. That shouldn't be hard. Like, I'm asking you to do something that doesn't take a lot of your time. It basically takes 4 pushes of a button: record, stop record, save, and send. And then you have to like type a few more to type my name in or my email in to get it to the location that you want. That's it. So like, break down minimum of 4 pushes of a button to seek information and help. Direct the execution of that solution, focusing all efforts and resources toward this priority task. If you're told what's wrong, fix it. That's it. Like, every resource that you have, go to fixing one problem. Because when you hit one problem and you execute it, then you move on to the next one, which is the very next step. Move on to the next highest priority in the problem, and then you just keep repeating. Because once you start knocking all those things off in powerlifting, repetition helps everything get better. If you have a breakdown in your squat and you fix it, the only way to make that not happen again is repetition, repetition, repetition until you ingrain that movement pattern into your head. We next follow that with, when priorities shift within the team, past situational awareness both up and down the chain. Okay, this is a little bit more towards like chain of command, but when your specific goals change, let's say for instance an injury, let your training partners know, hey, I'm injured, I can't do this, but I'm going to still help you, but I still require your help in either recovery or supplemental movements that you either don't know how to do or you still need help doing them. That those key people, your training partners, your coaches, need to know that. And then everybody else that works alongside of you and below you, whether they're stronger than you or not, need to know that so they can help you out, because that's what a team is for. That's why we are here. We want everyone on the team to increase their total. We want everyone on the team to get stronger, and we want everyone on the team to learn. Okay? That's how you get better in just about every career field, hobby, anything that you can possibly think of. That's how you get better at it. And then finally, don't let your focus on one priority cause target fixation. If you're injured and all you can think about is being injured, motivation is going to slip away. Your ability to help others is going to slip away. Your demeanor is going to slip away. Look, I am a perfect example of that. At the end of last year, my demeanor was not in the right place, and a lot of things kind of pulled me away from a passion and a career that I was very motivated to be in. Step away from that. Stop being fixated on one issue. Prioritize that issue, knock it out, and then move on to the next one. If you're injured, you can't lose sight of the main goal of having a higher total. And then now we are prioritizing the progressive steps you need to get back from injury and then get right back on the tracks. Like I talked about in one of the last, shooting from the hips, being injured doesn't mean the end of the world. Okay? There are going to be different degrees of injury. It's not if you get injured, it's when, and then how you go about coming back from injury, getting back on track, and then getting towards your goal of having a bigger total. That's all I got for you guys today. I was just reading this book and thought this would be a little bit of helpful insight that I kind of applied to it for me from a business standpoint, but I also was thinking more along the lines of how it can apply to a lot of people in training. If you have any topics that you guys want me to just randomly talk about that might not even be accurate, just send me a comment on here. Email me at christian@mesfitness.net or the number 19, CANTO, the number 85 at gmail.com. And I will ramble on about anything that you guys want. And hopefully there will be some information in there that will be helpful to either training for powerlifting or training for any type of sport that you may be in. I'll see you guys later.